this feels like a message from your inner child to you. So this could be to do with a situation in your life right now where your inner child wants to help you with this, or maybe this is an opportunity to nurture your inner child through a situation. So it feels relevant. If you're watching this video, there will be some information in here that's going to help you in a current situation in your life. If it doesn't resonate with you, then it's not for you. But yeah, we shall see what comes of this. I'm actually going to get the runes first of all. So there's confusion in my inner child. So let's see what we have. From a message from your inner child to you today. Athala. Okay, so this is a good sign. It feels like you could be feeling quite nurtured at home, maybe very comfortable in your environment. For some of you, I feel like this environment that you live in, you've created that space for yourself. But there may be some element of it where perhaps you aren't quite keeping on top of the things that you need to be keeping on top of. But this is a situation around home that your inner child wants to communicate to you. Now, this could actually be if you aren't fully communicating your needs in your home environment. So if you live with other people, if you have a family unit, or you live with friends or something like that, you may not be clearly communicating something that you need. So maybe if you feel like you're the one that's doing all the jobs around the house, that kind of thing. This is about you standing up and saying, I actually feel like we should delegate some jobs, or I don't want to be doing this all by myself. You might be the kind of person that doesn't really like conflict. You don't really like to pull other people up. But that means then that you suffer in silence. You allow yourself to suffer because it's uncomfortable to ask anything of other people. So what your inner child is trying to help you with in this situation is through trusting yourself in the relationships in your life. And for many of you, the relationships here, like I've just explained, a situation there that is at your home. It doesn't necessarily have to be that, but for some of you, that may be the situation. For some of you, it may be a situation between your parents, your siblings, people in your family, but it feels like a family orientated situation that your inner child is trying to communicate to you about. You need to trust yourself, that you're right, that actually it's okay to express yourself in this situation. Now, this could be new for you because maybe you've allowed the version of yourself that your family believe or know. You've allowed, maybe you show up as that person every time you see them, but now something has shifted and changed in your energy. You've grown, you've evolved in a way in your energy. And some of your family members may be trying to hold on to a past version of you, which no longer really exists, but you kind of enter into a space with them being that person for their benefit. And I feel like your inner child's kind of highlighting this to you, communicating this to you as like, why are you doing that? That isn't you anymore. That's not what we do anymore. Why are you doing that? That's not helping me to trust you. Ooh, you may have brought a crystal recently. Somebody may have brought a smoky quartz crystal, or you wear a smoky quartz crystal. This is helping to, if you have, then you need to carry it around with you, especially around siblings, or around, could actually be like your own kids, or just some family, certain family members. You'll know who they are, because it will actually start to absorb any negativity, rather than you absorbing it in yourself. It would be a bit like a carry case that kind of absorbs that in there. So seek clarity, embrace honesty. That's what your inner child is trying to say. Embrace the honesty, be honest. Face consequences and sharpen your focus for personal growth. So if you feel like it might be construed that you've done something wrong, or you're not being right in a situation, this is about honesty. It's about you kind of showing up and saying like, well, actually, this is how I feel about things, and I'm valid in how I feel. So your inner child, what is this honesty and the clarity that you're trying to seek? What is the message that they want to give you? What is this communication? Okay, they see you as, maybe they're fed up as well. It's like they're fed up of this situation where it's almost like boredom, a feeling of like, this isn't really serving me. I feel like there could be situations, or you're hanging around with people that actually feel quite draining, like you feel quite drained when you're around them. I do feel like you've had a romantic offer recently as well, or you're about to, and there could be a feeling that that's going to be affected by your family environment or by the people around you in your family. So it's kind of leaving you at this feeling of like being at a crossroads, or maybe trying to not ignore what's going on, but sitting on the fence. So maybe there's a situation in your life your inner child is trying to connect to you with. It could be an opportunity, it could be something that really resonates with your soul, and it really does nurture your inner child. But your family may not understand or feel like it's the right thing for you. Maybe they've expressed that to you. So it's kind of keeping you stuck in this position of like, you're not really telling them about what's happening in your life because you know that they won't really understand. So you might be sat on the fence a little bit there in expressing your needs and what you feel. It does feel like there's multiple situations within your family actually that frustrate you. Maybe it could be like dates of things clashing with other dates. So perhaps, I don't know, somebody might have announced their wedding on your birthday, or announced a christening on a date that was really important to you, or something that you were planning to do for you, but you don't feel like you can say anything about that because you feel it would be wrong to not attend the event. But it feels like these people in your life, and I'm seeing like maybe 3 or 4 people, it feels like you feel that they stifle your spiritual growth, or they're not allowing you to really find your own purpose and responsibility in this life. Like you feel that you are doing more for them than for yourself. And you've got this kind of ambition, you've got this, I nearly said promise then. There's something that you feel is promised to you or you can achieve, but this conflict is really holding you back from being able to do this. Somebody in your family may have kind of expressed a distaste to something that you are thinking about, or something that you feel is quite rewarding, that's something that you can commit to or invest into. And I feel like for a while now, you've been quite patient with your family over this. You haven't really rocked the boat. You haven't really said anything about it, but it feels like it's coming to the crunch now. And your inner child is like tugging at your trouser leg going, come on, I'm not happy here. Why aren't you saying anything? Why aren't you sticking up for us? Now, you've been avoiding a change happening here, possibly because you know it will upset the apple cart kind of thing. It will make people feel abandoned by you, or that they don't have that control over you anymore. Some of you may have received a reading or something like that, or you've gone to see somebody who could be on a spiritual level. You may have asked for guidance of like, what am I supposed to do in this situation? And I feel like your inner child may have come through in that reading and have said these things to you, where it's like, well, you know, it may cause conflict, but you need to be honest. You need to be true. That's what's going to bring the clarity to the situation. And for some of you, you may actually be surprised by the outcome of it. You may be surprised. There may be an end to the illusion here, because it feels like maybe these family members or the people around you, perhaps they haven't really been honest with themselves. And in you coming forward with this honesty, this truth, and telling them, you know, what is good for your personal growth, you're kind of allowing them to acknowledge that in themselves as well. They will be looking into themselves and thinking, well, actually, yeah, maybe I'm not being totally honest with myself either. Maybe this isn't really what I want. So expect, once you open up about this, once you bring the clarity and you tell your family this, you will see a chain of events where their lives are going to change more positively. It could mean that there will be some disruptions. So perhaps that could mean that there could be some relationships that end, or some people move from one place to another. I do actually see people kind of getting closer together as well. This is kind of going to happen over a long period of time. It's not going to be a fast thing, but it's definitely going to be rewarding for you to bring that honesty and that clarity to your family. There's something unresolved here, that I feel you are looking to resolve, and it's through your family that this is going to start with your inner child. Book in a reading if this resonates with you. Blessed be.